Good afternoon, children. Now I am going to explain about the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of the following: primary sex organ called ovary. The secondary sex organ consists of the accessory ducts and accessory glands. The accessory ducts consist of a pair of oviducts, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix and vagina. Accessory glands consist of mammary glands, and genitalia or external genitalia consist of vulva. Now we are going to see the structures one by one. Now we will see the structure of the ovary. Ovaries are female sex organs that produces the female gamete, ovum and steroid hormones. Position of the ovary. The ovaries are located on either side of the uterus, measuring about 2 to 4 cm in length. The ovary consists of two regions. Outer region, it is made up of developing follicles, and the middle region, it is made up of stroma, and the stroma contains connective tissues, blood vessels and matured follicles. And the stroma in turn, it is divided into two regions, the peripheral cortex and the inner medulla. Now coming to the oviduct. The oviduct are the two small tubules measuring about 10 to 12 cm in length, lying on either side of the uterus, and it is present near to the kidney. The opening of the fallopian tube, it is expanded and form a funnel shaped structure called infundibulum, and it is giving rise to finger like structures called fimbriae. The fallopian tube, or otherwise called as the oviduct, are more closer to the ovaries and collect the ovum after ovulation. The infundibulum, that is a funnel shaped organ that is formed, the funnel shaped organ of the oviduct is said to be the infundibulum, and that gives rise to a finger like projections called fimbriae. That infundibulum leads to the wider part called as ampullae, and it is followed by the narrow part consists of narrow lumen, and it is called as the isthmus. Now coming to the uterus. So the uterus is otherwise called as womb. It is a single, hollow, muscular, pear-shaped structure supported by ligaments, and they are attached to the pelvic wall. And it is present between the urinary bladder and the rectum. The lower part of the uterus is narrow and called cervix. The narrow part of the uterus is called the cervix, and it consists of the cavity called a cervix. This narrow part is called a cervix, and this cervix consists of a cavity called cervical canal, and this cervical canal, it is otherwise called as birth canal, and it opens outside through the vagina. And the uterus is made up of three layers: perimetrium, middle myometrium and inner endometrium. Okay, the perimetrium is made up of outer thin covering of uterus wall. The middle myometrium is thick walled layer made up of smooth muscles which contracts and relaxes during the childbirth. And endometrium is the inner layer which consists of glands and blood vessels that undergo cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. Coming to the mammary gland. A mammary gland, a pair of a mammary gland that contains glandular tissues and fatty tissues, and each glandular tissue is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes, and each mammary lobes consist of numerous alveoli, and numerous alveoli are opened to the mammary tubules, and mammary tubules in turn opens to the mammary duct, and the mammary ducts opens to the lactiferous, and it opens through the nipple which secretes the milk. So the blood is converted into lactogen, okay, in the mammary gland, and it is secreted as a milk. And coming to the external genitalia called the vulva, and this external genitalia consists of the following parts. External genitalia consist of the following parts: mons pubis. Mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissues covered with skin and pubic hair, and that is extended downwards to form a fold of skin called labia majora. And the labia majora in turn contains labia minora. which contains vestibular region, and that contains two openings called urethral opening and vaginal opening. These are the urethral opening and vaginal opening. And here, and it is found with the finger-like projections that is found on the vestibular region of the labia minora. This is labia majora and this is labia minora. It has a finger-like projections, okay, and that is called as clitoris. And in the vestibular regions only you can find the two openings called urethral opening and the vaginal opening. And the vaginal opening consists of the is guarded by the fold of skin called hymen, and the hymen breaks when the intercourse happens, and it also can be broken by excessive exercise, cycling and sudden jump, etc. Okay, that's all about the elaborate explanation of the female reproductive system. Thank you, children.